Hey guys, and welcome back to my world. Today I'm going to be showing you the whole peaceful agro mob mechanism that I had in my last reputation based video. So in that video, if you haven't seen it yet, basically mobs refuse to trade with me if I'm not in the right reputation, and they attack me if I'm not, and the guards attack me if I'm not have the right reputation to actually be trading with them. So this is really the mechanism for it. Now, as you can see, this mob over here is totally peaceful. It doesn't at all shoot me or hurt me or do anything to me. You'll see I am in survival. Okay, now this is controlled using the scoreboard. Now, using a scoreboard objective. Now, you can use any scoreboard objective you create. I am using my status objective that I always use in all of my videos to set spawn points and so forth. So what I've set up here is that if I have a status of 5 or up, I have reputation, I'm in positive reputation, and they won't attack me. If I have less than 5, they will attack me on sight. So if I now, for example, set my reputation to 4, you'll see the peaceful mob will now immediately turn aggro and it will start shooting at me. Okay, so let me just really game mode 1. Okay, just so that I can just change my viewpoint. Okay, right, so that's it. So you'll see the moment I'm out of reputation, he'll aggro, and then he'll kind of, you know, be all angry and fire and shoot at me. Now this directly has to actually do with the mob itself. Okay, so this mob here is set, or the skeleton here is, its follow range is set to 20. So if I come within 20 blocks of it, it will detect me, and okay, it's making a mess. It'll detect me, and when I'm within firing range, it will actually start firing at me, as you can see. Right. So this is how, now because I've gone out of its aggro range, and because I'm now in creative, it won't actually fire on me anymore. Okay, so what I've basically done is, in my particular map, I required the guard mobs to be invulnerable. Okay, so I can't really just kill them in any particular way. So what I've done is I've created, are they standing on a hole, right? So when the hole is removed, they then just drop out of the world into the void and is destroyed instantaneously. Now, there are quite a few ways to actually do it. I mean, you can kill the mob and so forth, but I want to make this as silent as possible. I don't really want people to actually really know what I'm doing. So I just like dropping them either far, far away and then killing them, so they drop quite far down and fall to their death, or they just fall out of the world in this case. Now, Hood made quite a good suggestion, which I think is actually a very, very good suggestion. He suggested that you spawn a portal block directly where the mob is, and then within 1 tick spawn air. Okay, which, I mean, I think it works great, and I think it's a great solution for this. The only negative side I found to that is that, I mean, I've set it up here, so have a look. Spawns and then gone. Okay, so I mean, that'll work. It'll work perfectly fine. Okay, but the moment you go into the Nether, okay, so let me just get rid of him. Just do another block and go into the Nether. The moment you go into the Nether, you will find that there are, wow, okay, that might actually not be such a bad idea. But anyway, you will find that the Nether ends up just having loads and loads and loads and loads of skeletons and mobs and stuff in it, because you will actually, you know, you'll be using this mechanism a lot. As people go up in faction and go down in faction and so forth, you're probably going to use it a lot. So you'll end up with hundreds, if not thousands, of mob in the Nether, which I don't know. It might be a good thing. It might not be a good thing. I don't know. It's a clever solution, but I'm just going to drop them out of the world and kill them. Okay, so let's quickly look, before I show you the mechanism for opening and closing this trap, which is over there, let's quickly have a look at the code for each one of those skeletons. Okay, so now these two will look near identical except for the color and the name and the follow range. Okay, so here we go. First off, I've broken this up just so that it's easier for you to kind of read. This command will work exactly as it is. I'm going to put these commands in the description as well, so do go check it out, copy it and paste it and try and use it. Okay, so first off, summon skeleton at those coordinates. It will have the following attributes. Now this is the important one. Name, colon, generic, dot, follow range, comma base, it's quite a long one, colon 1.0. Okay, so this non-aggro one has a follow range base of 1. So I'm sure there'd probably be more things you can do with it, but it's just 1. So unless you're standing right inside it, it will not detect you at all. What I've also done is I've given them a generic movement speed of 0.001, which means they physically just can't move. They're completely frozen to the spot. Okay, then I've given them equipment. I've enchanted the bow for a level 1. I can actually probably make this a bit more. No, but this is actually of no use, to be honest. So I've given it a bow, and I've enchanted it for a fire for level 1. And then I've given them the various leather armors. Okay, so this is feet, legs, chest, and this is the color. So it's the color white that I've given them. And then for their helmet, I've given them a head, and I've used the new skull owner that Mojang has created. So this MHF villager, just so it looks like a villager god. Okay, then I've got custom name visible, yes. The custom name is non-aggro, and then I've got persistence required, which is 1, which means it will never despawn. So even if I go out of the chunk and come back in and the chunk reloads, it will still be there. Okay, and then I set its invulnerability to 1, so it cannot be killed. So which is what I wanted out of the gods. Okay, now for the second skeleton, the aggro skeleton is exactly the same, except for the base follow range I put to 20. Okay, so this will detect you within 20 blocks. I mean, you could use this on zombies as well, to, like, for example, 40. So it'll chase you for 40 blocks. Okay, but the only problem is you're not going to be able to get rid of it once it's spawned, unless you set the difficulty to 0, which means it kills all mobs and then put it back. But that's for another discussion. And then generic movement speed base 0.1. Now if you increase this, it'll make the mob faster. Now be careful if you increase this, because 1, 2 and 3 is incredibly fast. If you had a look at that video where I just kept on laughing of them running so fast, it was because of this base over here. And then just the same level enchantments, skull owner, the custom names aggro, and then the persistence and the invulnerability. Okay, that's it for the code. Okay, so let's have a look at the block over here. Now basically what happens is I have 2 command blocks running. Okay, the first command block sets that block over there, that orange block, it sets it to air. Okay, and then full repeater tick later, it then sets it to wool. Okay, so if you have a look, you'll see it. Let me just give it a bit of height. It disappears and it reappears. It disappears and it reappears. Now it does that exactly for enough time for the mob to fall down. So it's very, very quick for them, and the mob will just kind of fall down. Okay, now you'll see I've got a little trick over here with this redstone block over here. Now basically what this command block over here does, sets the block directly next to it to air. Okay, so the moment I put down a redstone block, the redstone block actually activates that block, which then sets that block to air, which makes it disappear, which sends like a 1-tick pulse through here. So you'll see it's a kind of a very quick 1-tick pulse. Okay, I mean I can make that a bit longer. Okay, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Now this was kind of inspired by a chap called Motoman GP. Okay, I take it he likes motos. GP. So basically what he came up with a clock that uses that kind of mechanism, which runs uber fast. I mean, just check at this clock. Okay, very, very fast. Okay, I mean, go check it. I'm going to link this video, or his latest update of this video. I'm going to link in the description. Do go check him out and just say, hey, I sent you guys, if you do like what you see. Okay, so he inspired me that, gave me the idea to do that, which is actually very, very handy, because I had a big issue with getting this signal to work. Because what I did not want to do is have one set of blocks for when I'm within the reputation and one set for when I'm out. I wanted to use one block so that I can actually, when I wanted to have like 10 of these or 20 or 30 or 40 of these all over the world, I just needed to extend one set of them. I don't have to duplicate it at all. And this was a very, very nice way of doing it. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm testing to see if I have that scoreboard objective. So I've got a scoreboard objective of minimum 5 for my status objective. When I do have it, it activates this comparator, which then turns on this command block, which then sets this redstone block down over there, okay, which gives us that flash, which makes the mob drop, and then I have a full repeated delay here, and I then spawn that particular mob that I showed you. Okay, so the code we just showed you, this is the peaceful mob, so it'll spawn the peaceful mob. Now, the reason this is a full delay is because I have to wait for that orange block to come back, otherwise it's just going to continuously fall through there. Okay, then you'll notice that on this side, okay, I have a redstone torch, which means that the moment this comparator goes off, it's then going to activate this block over here. This block does exactly the same as that one. It sets a redstone block over there, which then gives us a flash, which then makes this mob drop away. Okay, you'll see I then have another full tick delay, and it then activates this mob over here. So it just switches and swaps the mob around. I mean, if I show you how that works, so let me just give this a 4. You'll see it activates, and there we go. And if I give it a 5 again, turns off, and it just switches around. And the same thing if you want to have, if you have quite a few spots over here, you need to have the mobs over here. You just extend these. What you do just need to be aware of that is that you're going to need to place, let me see, I need just any kind of block. Just use a stone for now. You will need to put a block over here, otherwise the redstone will kind of catch. So if I just do that like so, and so, and then so. Okay, and then you can just activate them all at the same time. So all of them will change in one go. Okay, very straightforward, very quick and easy. Cool, guys. I do hope you like this video. Please rate, share it, like it, comment. Comments always welcome. I do appreciate your comments. I do read them all. Promise. Just cannot respond anymore. I'm terribly sorry. It's just, yeah, way too much. There we go. Ta-da! Cool, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, I will check you all later.